Gotta make sure the straps are covered so people don't get the impression that I'm a female who wears a bra.
Hey guys, it's Jess. So anytime anyone tells me about an awkward or stressful situation that they're trying to get out of, the only piece of advice that I ever offer anyone is to fake their own death. And of course, most of the time people just assume that I'm joking when I suggest that, but I honestly feel that faking your own death is a reasonable method when it comes to trying to get out of an awkward situation. So for this video, I will be telling you how to properly fake your own death if you have a terribly awkward situation that you need to evade. So while I was preparing for this video, I was doing some minor research, and of course WikiHow would have an article on how to fake your own death, and they have a very long disclaimer at the very top of the article that is talking about whether or not you should really fake your own death, because it is apparently very highly illegal, which I guess makes sense because people like seriously fake their own death just so that they can get their life insurance money after they die and for other illegal money reasons. But this is literally just to not have to deal with awkward situations, so I feel like that should not be as illegal. But I love at the top of the article it says, does your situation really warrant a death fake? Are you just being melodramatic? Also it says to not let anyone know that you are going to fake your own death, because even if you tell friends or relatives that you can trust, it says in the end they will betray you. So according to WikiHow, all of your friends and family are fake. But that's pretty much all of the useful information that WikiHow provided, other than the preparations that you need to have before you fake your own death. So obviously you need to save money, but you have to do cash, so make sure that you're slowly taking money out of your accounts and selling things that you don't need without people noticing that you're getting rid of all of your belongings. I'm saying this as if people are actually going to fake their own death. In this theoretical universe of you faking your own death, you'll need fake money. Also, the fun part, you get to come up with a new identity and a disguise and a fake name, and possibly even make a fake form of identification. And also you'll get to decide where you're going to spend the rest of your sad, lonely life. Okay, so once you've prepared your life after faking your own death, it is time to get into the fun part, which is actually deciding how you are going to fake your own death. So actually, this was helpful from the WikiHow article. It said that if you are lost at sea for 6 days, then you're just assumed dead if you don't contact anyone from the sea. So the first way that you can fake your own death is to pretend that you're lost at sea. So buy a boat, or just get a cheap inflatable boat and Instagram a picture of it and be like, I'm gonna sail across the ocean today, and then don't contact anyone for 6 days, and then they'll just assume that you're dead. As long as you have proof that you went into the ocean at some point and then never returned after at least 6 days, then you're dead. The next way that you can fake your own death is pretend that you were burned to death, or that you burned yourself to death. Maybe just get some animal ashes, or maybe a really big bag of pepper, and just put it in a pile next to a lighter, and then a note saying that you were going to burn yourself to death, and then an empty gas can, and just set it up in a way that looks like you burned to death, but not in a way that people will test the ashes to see if they're actually you, or the dead animal, or the pepper. If that's even possible. I feel like it has to be. Kind of going off of that, you could do what happened on an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they filmed themselves talking about how they were going to crash a car into a wall and die, and then they pushed the car and set it on fire. I don't remember if they put like fake dead bodies in it, but they just staged their suicide of the car crashing into the wall, so you could do that. Just as long as none of your friends or family have seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and know that you're literally just doing that storyline. This is one of my favorites. You can pretend that you were raptured. Literally just leave your clothes laying on your bed or in a chair or something. Make it look like you had just been in them, and then you just disappeared. And leave everything else set up like it normally would be if you were at home chilling on your laptop with Netflix open. Just leave everything like that, and then it'll just look like you were raptured. Of course, people might be suspicious once they realize that you were the only person who was fake raptured, but by then you'll be long gone living your fake life in another state with a new identity, so it doesn't matter. Next, you can set up a very intense fake crime scene and have it look like you were murdered. Take fake photographs of your murder scene, write up fake police documents and then slip them into a police file of some sort. I don't really know how that works. Maybe you have a friend who works in law enforcement and can do all of that for you. So it looks like your murder was previously documented. And then you can also write up like a fake obituary and a fake news article and slip it into some newspapers about how you were brutally murdered. And then as soon as all of that is set in place, escape. You can do what Mona was trying to do on Pretty Little Liars, where she slowly was drawing her own blood and then saving it so that she could just pour her blood everywhere and then make it look like she was murdered. And then she was going to do that and then she was actually kidnapped. I don't really remember exactly how that played out. But you could do that. You can do what they did on Stranger Things that they pretty much got away with almost all the way. And just make a very realistic looking stuffed body of yourself and then just leave it somewhere so that it looks dead. The next way that you can fake your own death is to organize a game of hide and seek. And then when you're one of the people that is hiding, don't actually hide in the game, hide in real life several states away, never to be found. And then eventually your friends will give up on the game and just assume that you died. Another way that you could fake your own death is literally to just disappear and hope that no one finds you. And then eventually once they realize that you've gone missing, they'll just assume that you were kidnapped and brutally murdered. This is turning into a very dark video. And the last way that you can fake your own death is helpful if you live near like a field or like a very grassy area. This one you might need a person to help you with. So if you can trust someone to not rat out the fact that you're faking your own death, enlist their help. But go and have them like trace your body layout in the field and then burn just the shape of your body in the field, and then you can just have people think that you were abducted by aliens. Maybe leave a note from the aliens. I don't really know how that works. People will just be like, wow, they were abducted by aliens. It's pretty obvious from this burned shape of their body in this field. So those are some different methods for faking your own death. I think that they're all pretty doable and or believable. I don't know, maybe that's just me. If you enjoyed this video or if I inspired you to fake your own death, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and then also go subscribe if you have not already. Thanks for watching and stay gold.